Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here, and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. This, I guess the best way to describe it is something like, this is RimWorld combined with Don't Starve, and that's the easiest way I can put it. I don't know when this is coming out on Steam, but I will let you know once, I know. But do also let me know if you want to see a full series of this game, because I have been testing this out and I do quite enjoy it, so I would probably like to see that happen. But if you want to see that happen, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below to let me know. But now, let's get on with it. Let's go with a new game. So, it does randomly generate the world every single time, so of course that's going to be different every time you play the game. Let's see what world it gives us. Right, but before we get into the world, there's this. We have to pick our crew, so... Not really what I'm looking for here. No. Alright, let's go reshuffle all of them, see what we get. So we've got a technician here with a slow learner. Good with tinkering. This is a minor, decent all-rounder actually. Narcoleptic though. But I think they might be alright. They're good with basically everything, so I don't think that's too much of a problem. What else do we have here? So this guy here has construction. Can't do art. But lower decor expectation. We're going to reshuffle them, see what we get. Oh, we've got an even better builder. Quick learner, but a scaredy cat. So that's okay, because all we need them to do is just build things. So I'm okay with that. And let's reshuffle you. Mainly a researcher. A decent runner. That could be quite good. A builder, we don't really need. I don't know if we want to start with a physician. Physicians are normally good with medicine and healing, but I don't know if we necessarily need that immediately. You know what? I'm just going to close my eyes and click 5 times. That was 6 times. Well, we've got a strong person. So I guess that's okay. Quick learner, loud sleeper, though. Could be a problem. Also, one thing is, they have a stress response. So the stress response here is destructive, means they'll break things if they get stressed out, and this one here will vomit everywhere. Also, yeah, the people in this game are called duplicants, and that's because they are printed out. It's quite strange. Anyway, let's name our colony. The not so super duper pit. Okay. Alrighty, and here we are. Alert, your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial. I know that word. Terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got there. It might be best to start digging. So, of course, we're out here. Let's just pause the game and have a look at what we're starting off with. There's a lot of water here. So, there are a couple of things to bear in mind with this game. It is 2D. Side view, as opposed to, games like Don't Starve, where it was top-down, or that sort of angled perspective. I don't know what you call it. So this is a sort of side view. And we're in the caverns, or, like, underneath the planet. So I guess if we go all the way up, we'll probably reach the surface. But one thing that we have to be aware of is there's liquid and gas, and of course solids, 3 states of matter. But in each of these pockets are different gases. So here we've got oxygen, of course that's breathable. If we have a look at the overlay, you can actually see where the non-breathable areas are. So there's a lot of carbon dioxide in this area here. And it's barely breathable oxygen. But that's not so bad. The carbon dioxide, of course, being unbreathable, it can be recycled and all that. I know we can definitely do that. But so far, there's nothing toxic yet, which is good. That is a good thing. There's also liquids. Now, liquids, of course, are affected by gravity, so these 2 pools here, we might need to drain this one if we want to use this cavern here. But alternatively, we have this one over here, which is filled with carbon dioxide, which I will have to do something about. There's all sorts of minerals and things that we can mine as well. I think we might want to go up there eventually, so let's start digging. We're going to assign them to dig out this entire area here. and this entire area here. And the reason we want to do that is just so we have resources to work with. You see, over here, these are the resources that we have stored, and we have field rations, and that's not going to last very long. So we need to get ourselves set up and start putting together some food. But yes, the colony requires toilets, and I think that's the main thing. We need to kind of deal with the most basic need, which is the call of nature, which you can never really avoid. It's not something you can do anything about, and that's really, really important that we deal with that. So I think that's what we're going to deal with first. So let's just get them to dig that area out. Now that we have a little bit of resources, I'm going to build a ladder all the way up through to here. And then so we can make use of this cabin area here. So we've got the oxygen and everything there. And I'm going to build a ladder down to the water so that we can get that. I don't know if we need water just yet. I have played a little bit of this, but I haven't played a hell of a lot, so I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm thinking if we want to make this into a series, it could be a sort of permadeath, so I'm going to start with a new colony and then see how long it can keep them alive, essentially. And see how far we get along. Do let me know if you are interested in seeing that, because I have no idea yet. Alright, so they are digging away. Who have we got over here? We've got Pam. Busy digging away, Pam. Dirty hands. That might be an issue. We've got Nadia and we've got Neil. Interesting, they all have red shirts. At least it looked like they have red shirts. What's this? This is oxalite. Oh, it emits oxygen, so it's a sort of rock that produces oxygen. That's kind of cool. What's this? This here is algae. Right. Oh, it's counting all of the stuff that's been harvested, so it's actually sitting on the ground here. It's being counted among them. That's interesting. So, raw minerals, we've got a lot of sandstone. We have water. Or rather, we have access to water. Oh, I get it. It's counting this area. So whatever we have access to, it's counting it as being in our inventory. Got it. Okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting way of doing it, at least. What's this over here? This is granite. And we've got some obsidian, igneous rock. A lot of different materials. I don't know if those all count towards the same sort of thing. We're sort of busy digging our way up here. So, of course, we are going to need to build a toilet. I think that's going to be very, very important indeed. So, let's harvest this entire area out. And I'm going to make use of that as the sort of toilet area, maybe. Possibly. I don't really know. I don't think tiles really use that much in terms of raw mineral. Oh, we can choose minerals as well, so we can choose different things to be made out of, and we can set our priority level over here as well. That's kind of cool. Different materials to make things out of, which is definitely interesting, and they of course affect the decor, so that's really interesting. So instead of having just the items, you can actually select the material that they're made from. There's going to be quite a lot of versatility there, I think. Right, so I think what we need to start doing is plonk down that toilet. So what do we have? Plumbing, I'm guessing. Oh, there we are. Outhouse. So the only way they can relieve themselves is an outhouse. It requires no piping, but must be emptied of contaminated dirt periodically. That's a polite way of putting it. Contaminated dirt. Ah. I think that's going to be something that we may need to find a way of storing, perhaps. In some way. Oh, we've got a skill increase. Have a look. Who has increased their stats? Or is it Pam? Maybe it's Pam. No, maybe it's Neil. I don't know. Level 2 miner. Digging? Maybe? Digging skill? I'm not sure. Oh, I think Pam has gained a digging skill level. Okay, so they gain levels as according to what they do. Well, that's to be expected. I think I just saw the sand fall. Isn't it weird how in most games sand is the only type of block that seems to have gravity? Am I the only one who notices these kind of things? Maybe. Right, so Let's start plonking down these tiles then. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Clear that away. Put the tiles down. You know what, let's just put it all over. Yeah, all over. Why not? Dig out all the sand. I'm afraid that the carbon dioxide that's in this area might actually start becoming an issue too. Well, this algae, I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I guess it may be useful for something, I just don't know what. Yeah, with the tile over here, they'll definitely be able to move very, very fast. So, of course, if they want to run to the bathroom, they're going to be able to do that. Let's plonk down that outhouse. And somebody can get on to building it. Hopefully. Alright, looks like Nadia is putting that outhouse together, so they will have a place to go to. I'm just kind of trying to figure out a sort of place for, Oh, Nadia. Oh, you are not smart. So, it appears Nadia has managed to trap herself here. You are not smart. Okay, Right, let's try and fix this. Go and dig your way out again. Silly woman. So yeah, she's trapped herself in there. But yeah, now they have an outhouse, so they actually have a place to go and relieve themselves. Always very useful. In fact, this could all be part of the same cavern. I mean, I don't see any issues with that. I think it'd be nice if they have a place to sleep. That might actually be quite useful. We could probably use this area over here. I don't see really there being too many issues with that. Could also use this area up here. Although I do want to kind of use all of this area as a sort of expansion thing, but that could also work quite well. Just don't want it to be too near to the toilets. I think that's going to be an issue that we don't want to have to deal with. But yeah, let's build these tiles up here and make that the sort of bedroom area. Oh, I think that's the end of the day. Colony requires a food source. I think we are going to run out of food very, very soon. Everybody's kind of falling asleep. Oh. Nadia is currently in the... Oh. Loud sleeper. I guess that's what that does. So Pam is unable to sleep because Pam is not smart enough to move out of range of Nadia's snores. Because Neil is happily sleeping because he's just outside of the area. I'm guessing those squares are the area that's affected, and Pam is trying to go back to sleep on the floor over here, when you could just as easily go anywhere else. You decide to go here. You are... They're not very smart, are they? I mean, I guess that's probably how they ended up in this situation to begin with. But, alright, we've just got a warning here that the, insufficient oxygen generation. So we're not producing enough oxygen for the amount of that people are breathing in. So let's have a look at the oxygen overlay. So there's quite a lot of carbon dioxide in this area here. I was thinking of making a little bedroom in this area here so it's close enough to the toilets, but I don't think that's a very good idea considering it's completely unbreathable there. So we might actually need to put it somewhere else. I think maybe up here might actually be a good idea. But now that we know that Nadia actually snores ridiculously loudly, Nadia might have to have a room on her own. Just to kind of block the noise out. I'm wondering if maybe we can enclose a room with these doors. And that might actually help to dampen the sound. I don't know if it works that way. That said though, I think what we could do is... Let's have a look at... Oh, we have an oxygen tab here. Ah, so we can actually produce oxygen using algae. So let's have a look at how much algae we actually have. We've got a fair amount of it. We could actually do something with that. So I think what we could do is start putting oxygen in this area here. Oh, but it does require power. Okay, so let's find out how we actually do anything with power. Manual generator. So this requires somebody to actually operate it. And it produces 400 watts of power. I guess we'll probably need a battery to store additional power so that they don't need to run on that all the time. I guess. Maybe? We'll see. Let's just see where we want to put that oxygen generator then. I think what we could do is possibly maybe put it somewhere here. Yeah. And then we'll put the power somewhere over here instead, so it's kind of central to the whole thing. And we'll hook that up with a battery, so then we can just put the wire all the way across like that. I think that will work. It looks like it should work. And that will help to produce oxygen. I mean, there's enough oxalite over here, but I guess we're not going to use this area then, like I'd originally hoped. So they're going to be busy building that. And I think what we're going to do is start putting the pots down. So we've got beds here. So we're going to put 2 there. But I'm going to put 1 a little bit further away. That's going to be for Nadia. Hopefully that's far enough away. I think it should be. It might not be, but you know. Oh, it does look like there's plants here as well. Let's see what we can harvest. Alright, there's 3 bits of food there. That'll definitely come in handy. We really don't have a lot of food, honestly. Oh, Pam's athletics are now at a +1. I guess they gain athletics from doing that. Well, I mean, it is basically a hamster wheel. So I mean, I don't doubt you'd probably gain a fair amount of athletic skill from that. It seems logical anyway. All right, they're off to build the beds now. We're about halfway through the 2nd cycle now, and I think they're going to be well and truly okay. They've got a place to sleep, they've got a place to poop, and I think I'm going to leave that there. So far I'm really enjoying this game, and I think a series would really work quite well. So if you do want to see that, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.